fully unlocked buff pad. And we have a max couple, we have a guild level 40. So we get some PV damage here. And then our faction level is only level 10, so we'll level it up a little bit later in the stream as well. So that's kind of like our gear setup. And we have, I put 3 modifications. I'm going to try out the lifesteal one to see how it works, because I'm kind of curious if it's decent at it gear level. Then I got the PV. Oh, this is the wrong one. Oops. 1 second. This is the PVE one, and then I'm gonna get the HP one as well, just to kind of see if I can help some solo dungeons. Normally I would go for like full attack, but this is kind of experimenting really. So let me answer some questions. Does ASL damage scale with crit damage? No, it doesn't, but it does scale with the strength mainly and mana. So, and it still has decent PvE damage, even if you focus on critical damage builds. So I can just go to the test totems, for example. I haven't really tested my damage yet, but just gonna see what it does. Okay, we do 70k crits. 250k ASL is pretty decent. Actually, I had to nerf the ASL damage in PvE, otherwise the DPS of BP would have been just insanely high. So it's yeah. I haven't put in my stats yet. So if I go full strength, we'll do 100k, and then we'll do 700k. Okay, that's a lot better. Yeah, yeah. Let's see, what else does the VIP give besides the buffs? Let's see. We can kind of quickly go through it. We have the badge and the name, the title. At the moment, because I'm an admin, you can't see the title, but I can show you the honor title menu, which is in various. This is also new from previous stream. Here you can choose which sorry, which title you want to wear, and you get the VIP one by default if you have the VIP. And you can also choose different ones if you want. So you can choose the faction one, but as an admin, it doesn't override, so you can see it here. So you get that. You get the Penya pickups automatically, so they don't drop on the floor, which means your items pick up a bit faster. You get the couple buffs on without having to have the other character online. You get the Ringmaster buffs, and this one from the buff bank. And then you get the big one, which is the pets. When they die, they don't lose any lives, so that's very good. Party skills don't cost anything. You get more experience. And a bunch of more like speeding up of things basically. And then another big one is 10% cheaper dungeon energy cost, which is pretty good as well. So yeah. So that's kind of like the main benefits. There's also a few other smaller things, like here in Tercia, for example, there's a channel that's only for VIP access. And also in Ezra there's a channel that's only for VIP, so that's like a little bit less busy basically. Yeah. The awakenings are going to be in like a lower scale, so like 3% critical damage. Like the maximum you can get in one line is 5% critical damage, or like 6% basically, 5-6%. So for critical chance it's about 10% per line. For stamina and strength, it's like about 10 per line. So the awakenings are relatively low value, let's say, like low amounts. And the guild buffs are automatically active as long as you have the level. You don't have to buy them; it's just passively available all the time based on your guild level. Yeah, minus 100% just means that like whenever you use the party skills, it's free. It doesn't take any points basically. So there's no MP awakenings, but you do get MP from the attack card. So the lightning card gives attack and MP. And also there are a weapon or a character modification, which is the limit booster, which is kind of specifically for BP, which gives some extra mana as well. And I believe there might be like 1 or 2 beads that give extra mana as well. So yeah. Now this is a PC, yeah, it's a private server based on PC Flyff basically. Based on the V15 original source a long time ago. Alright, I think we can get started. I'm just gonna level up a party real quick. We'll do this in here. I forgot to get myself on mount again. 1 second. There we go. Yes, it is like the old Emerald from 2020 or 2021 basically. Oh, actually, why am I here? Because I can go to the new area that unlocks. Let's do that. So when the 150 content unlocks, this new town becomes available, which is called Akatran. And here you will level up from 135 to 150 basically. Let's see, that should be pretty easy, just to kind of. Alright, so just level up the party a little bit. Maybe you get some experience, but it's gonna be okay. Yeah. So one new thing that's in the updates is we now have the experience counter. You can see it here, because normally you see it in the bottom here, but people were asking if they could get like the percentage shown somewhere. So what do we get? 0.07 per kill, which is without amps of course, so it's not amazing, but it's not too bad. You could probably do some AoEing as well. Just to speed it up a little bit. So yeah, it should be pretty easy to level up if you have good gears already from 135. We can get amps from the token shop, the Emerald token shop, the mayor where I got the beads earlier. That's also where you get the amps. Yeah, the lifesteal actually does apply to skills as well, but it's reduced by I think like 30%, or reduced to 30% of original damage. So it's pretty decent, but it shouldn't be quite enough to just fully sustain yourself, I think. But it kind of depends on your damage. I mean, at the moment it's going pretty well, but you can see I'm pretty much staying at like full HP because I do pretty high damage. Actually not that bad. There's technically only one FM buff, which is the Rally Ally. Gives 25 crit and 25 critical damage. That's the main one that exists. You get it like 135 basically, so it's mostly Ringmasters that have the buffs. Yeah, lifesteal is only obtainable through the character modification basically. I think we're level 40. Yes. So what we can do is we're going to go through some 135 content first with our gear. So it should be relatively easy because we already have leveled up our gear, of course. But just to kind of see how it runs when we already have established gear, basically. The buff command is just like the same as buff bang, and it includes your own self buffs as well as buffs from like the Ringmaster things. If you have the VIP, of course. If you don't have the VIP, it is just your self buffs and the standard buff bang buffs, basically. Alright, let's try out some dungeons. This is some 135 dungeons, so this should be relatively easy for me. I hope, because I'm already geared up with 135 gear. So I expect this to be not very difficult. But you never know, so let's see. We are full strength, so our health is not super high. We have 40k at the moment, so maybe we need to reset, but let's try this out first. Hello, hello. And in this dungeon you would get maybe some lower level armors and also the cloaks. So in this dungeon you would get recipes for the special cloaks, which are really strong, so you want to hunt for that, and then these 125 armors mainly. So this dungeon actually is meant as like a solo or duo dungeon, so there are solo dungeons available for sure, yeah. Okay, so this should be pretty easy, doesn't do that much damage. So we don't have any awakenings on fashion, but we do have cloak blessings, mask blessings, and pet awakenings for the picker pets and the race pets, and they have like unique table of like possible stats. It's mostly just like getting strength, stamina, int, or dex basically. That's like all the options you can really get for the pets. For masks, it's like percentage-based stats. So the mask blessing give you like attack percent, or critical damage, or block rate, or physical defense. The cloak ones I haven't checked recently, so I would have to check that for you because I don't know exactly. Yes, VP and Ringmaster buffs are given when you have the VIP. That is correct. So can I do this with just pure lifesteal? I think I can, because I'm geared enough at this point. So it's pretty good actually for a solo dungeon. I mean, it's getting a little bit risky, but I can just use one potion and it'll be fine. I wonder if I do this, does it decrease? Yeah, and I think I'm already capped on my lifesteal amount, I think. Like no matter how much damage I deal, it's capped at 2000 per hit because of my health pool. I think it's 5% of my health pool. Let me just do some quick maths. Divided by... Yeah, so 5% of my health is like the maximum I can lifesteal per hit, which is why my lifesteal is kept at 2k because I have 40k health. The lifesteal is a modification item that I chose to slot, so anyone can have it basically. But you choose. There's only 3 slots for these items, so you have to kind of pick and choose which ones you want to take. The momentum stacks are seen in this icon here down here. So every little like circle that's filled in is 1 stack, and the timer you can see is the number. You can also just see it on your buff bar over here, if the hovering would work. Oh, that's a good timing. Oh. So yeah, this dungeon is normally relatively easy compared to other dungeons, so... Well, it's not super easy, but it's like approachable, I would say. So that's not a surprise I can solo this easily. Just have to be a little bit careful, but... This is all 135 content. Oh, I was looking at chat. I think lifesteal is only for PvE, it doesn't work in PvP now. Alright, that's a small mistake, so I think we do need some healing for that last boss. I don't know what you really mean with like hard in terms of mechanics. I think the mechanics in general in Emerald are pretty straightforward. Not too insane. There's one boss that has some real like more unique mechanics, I can show that later. The 150 boss. But generally speaking, I don't think it's too hard. No, if you die, you have to go from the start, because if I put save points, it's too easy to kind of just for people to die on purpose, let's say, and kind of just revive over and over. So one of the main drawbacks of dying would be the running back over and over, basically, because you can enter any dungeon at any gear level. So nothing is stopping you from just like hopping into the highest level dungeon from the beginning. So to prevent people from just kind of try to cheese it by just dying and respawning over and over, we make them run back from the beginning, and that will just kind of eat up your time and make it less worth of your time, basically. Okay, with a potion it's fine. We didn't really get any drops, I think, just some gold bars and some silver bars, which is decent pen, yeah, but that's fine. No, it doesn't say, this says the recommended amount of people. Well, it says the limit, not the recommended. So for this one the limit is 4, but the recommended would be like 1 or 2, I guess. I could add maybe like a recommended HP if I want. Yeah, that could be a good idea. I want to do the faction dungeon to like level up the faction, because we're level 10 at the moment. We need 500 more reputation to level up, I think. Well, I'm an admin, so I can level up for free, but let's just pretend that you need a reputation. But just so you can see roughly how much you get from one dungeon run. So we're at 5,000 reputation at the moment. For some reason the music is on loop. I need to trigger a different music to start. Oh, well, I'll just have to deal with that quickly. So this dungeon is meant to be like really easy for most people, so this is also meant to be soloable. You can get a lot of faction tokens here as drops, which is pretty nice. Oh, this one drops from the sky. Is there like bell music here? No, that's not. Oh wait. We'll just have to enjoy this looping music for a little bit until we finish the dungeon. Sorry about that. Alright, so this gave us 200 reputation, an A card, that's nice, and 3 faction tokens. I mean, there's definitely a need for a tank on like the higher level dungeons because they simply just do too much damage for you to be able to like tank them with full strength, like HP levels, I would say. I think we'll notice later on when we try Calgas and Behemoth that with 40k HP, I'll just gonna get like destroyed. But we'll show that in a little bit. We're gonna go by every dungeon one by one, so no worries there. Just level up using is getting a bit annoying. Oh well. So this one you're meant to be able to do with like 120 gear from the beginning of the 135 expansion pretty much, as soon as you level up of course. So it's meant to be like an easy way to get reputation for your faction leveling. This is one of the few dungeons with a cooldown. I think you can do it like once every 3 hours maybe? 180 minutes. Yeah, once every 3 hours. And it usually gives you like a couple of hundred reputation and faction tokens and other good loot if you're lucky. So let's see. 250 reputation, pretty good. And another 3 tokens. Kill these guys. Now this is on the test server. So other people could join if they were available, but I don't think any testers are online at the moment. Dodge the burn. Well, my damage is here quite low because of this. It has lots of resistances, but nothing we can't handle. This, oh my god, this one has a lot of stuff going on. Come on, boss, chill for a second. $500 reputation. Okay, so we got like what? 500 plus 250. Almost 950 reputation from single dungeon run. So that's pretty good. And of course you can still earn reputation in different ways. I have a whole post on the faction details that's coming out like tomorrow pretty much on the Discord. So just wait for that basically if you want to know all the ins and outs of the faction. Okay. So that's that dungeon covered. Next up we have Island of Dream and Cove of the Islands. These are also meant to be like soloable, maybe duo groups, small groups basically, but not very difficult dungeons for this expansion. So let's give those a try. The couple buffs I'm getting because I have the VIP bonus active. If you don't have the VIP, you need... oh god, this is gonna hurt. If you don't have the VIP active, you do need the other character online to get the couple benefits. So this one should be a little bit more difficult than the Olympia dungeon we just did, but not too bad. So let's see how it goes. The main like difficult group dungeons in 135 are Calgas and Behemoth basically. The rest is all kind of like should be able to be soloable or maybe dungeon, maybe duoable. So in this one you get the Island of Dream weapons, which are required if you want to build the Behemoth weapons. So let me just kill this little group and I'll show you kind of the progression, how it works. Then you will understand it easier. Sometimes there are bosses that will poison you or root you or stun you where the Holy Scroll might be useful, so it can be good to bring some, yes. No, we don't have any collector zone in the server. Alright, so in Islands of Dreams, what you mainly get is these purple gems, but you also get a little bit of blue gems as well, but mainly purple gems. You can also get the sealed version of the hipster glasses, Glacial, Classic and Sunny. These are PvP, one is tank oriented, one is BP oriented, I believe. This is like generic loot, of course, and then you get the weapons, the Island of Dream weapons, which is are non-ultimate, so they're easy to upgrade, but relatively cheap. So basically cheap to upgrade, but you don't get the modification bonuses from these if you wear them. And Cove of the Ancient is very similar. It's kind of like an opposite version. So you get more blue gems and a little bit of purple gems. You also get the same hipster glasses, and then you get the Cove of the Ancient weapons as well, which are also non-ultimate, upgradable. You also get some quiver here. There's also some fashion that drops here if you're very lucky. So there's two different fashion sets here and here that are only available from these dungeons. A little fun extra. And the reason you want to get these weapons is because to get the behemoth weapon, you need to drop a sealed version of the behemoth weapon from the dungeon. And then in the crafting menu, to get the actual behemoth weapon, you need both the sealed version, and then you need the Sword of the Whisper from the Islands of Dreams and the Core Cutlass from the Cove. So you need each of these weapons to make the behemoth weapon. There's no other way to get the behemoth weapon, so you always have to get these two. And these can be crafted with the blue gems or the purple gems that you get, or you can drop them directly and then you can skip the gem craft basically. So that's kind of like the progression of the 135 gear. And then there's a few like drops only. So for example, Heaven's Gate, Shield of the Abyss, and Demon's Barrier, so the offhands for BP, Knight, and Psykeeper. These are drop only, no crafting. These also some extra fashion sets you can get here from drop only. This is Kalgas. The Frosted Quiver is also drop only. So these are like very rare collectibles basically. So if you want to get one of these for your class, they will be more expensive to get because they're drop only. So that's kind of like the main progression loop for 135, and then you have Kalgas, which also has two fashion sets here. I think this is the same one that drops. Oh no, it's a different one. So there's two more fashion sets here, and then you can get the Kalgas armor, of course, in the Kalgas dungeon. So it's kind of like the main progression loop of the 135 content, and then Olympia is like for the cloaks and for the lower tier armor. And then you have the faction dungeon, which also has a bunch of like boxes and stuff you can drop. And then Desert Caverns is your Penya farming dungeon, of course. Yeah, so shields and quivers, they can be upgraded like this one. They can be awakened and they can be pierced, just like any other regular offhand weapon. They can be upgraded to +10 as well, but it's not really needed because they don't really add anything. Maybe like a little bit of defense, but I would say just pierce them and put in like the awakening. That's about all you really need for them. So yeah, if you're playing a class with like an offhand, you'll be a little bit more difficult to gear up sometimes, but that's kind of part of the whole like system, I guess. Yeah, so if you already have like an ancient +10 weapon, you gotta have kind of a choice. If you want to keep if you have like an ancient +10 and you have 3 modifications set up, it's probably better to just wait until you get the behemoth weapon to transfer. But let's say you don't have an ancient +10 quite yet. You don't have like all 3 modifications quite yet, and this expansion is already live. Then it might be a good idea to just use like the Dreams or Cove weapon and just upgrade it before you get the behemoth tier basically. So it's like an in-between tier of weapon that can be used if you maybe haven't gotten like a maxed out ancient yet. But if you have like a maxed out ancient, maybe it's not really worth it. That will be kind of dependent on your exact build and the exact stats each weapon gives, of course. So yeah, they don't always have to be used basically. Yeah, you can awaken quivers as well, just like a shield or a Psykeeper book, basically. Just trying to catch up if you've missed anything. Yeah, so about the premiums. At the moment, I'm using like a low amount of premiums. I'm just using the upcut, the eel, and 2 flasks. What you might want to use in Siege is, let me just go to a safe spot real quick. So in the alchemy tab of the crafting, so the elixirs are basically the better version of the flasks. So you want to probably use the elixir of Alstead. If you're a strength base, you'll use the tiger one for the attack. You probably want to use the rabbit one for critical damage, the lion one for stamina, of course. This one you can skip unless you're a magic user. This one is good because it's critical damage. This one you can skip because it's PvE only, you don't need parry for PvP. This one is like a maybe. It might not be useful to have this in PvP, but it could be useful. And this is a magic only one. So these are the core potions, and then there's 4 more potions that you can get from the project crate. So these project crates can be bought with emerald tokens, or they can be found, I think, in the faction battlegrounds as drops. And these have 4 more consumables in them that might be good for PvP and PvE. And this item is just like a, yeah, this is mainly obtained through, I think either you buy it with emerald tokens or you buy it with maybe red essence. I think you can also get some of this from PvPing itself. So these are a bit more rare to get, but they're also not quite as powerful as the elixirs. They're kind of low stat boosters basically. But you want to get them eventually, for sure. So the recipes for the flasks, these drop in things like wilds, maybe catacombs drops them, or like NMS. So mostly in like the lower level dungeons from the first launch raid. So you can get the recipes here, for example, and I think not here. This is for the modifications. I think they also drop in enemies, but I haven't added it to the list. But you might want to have to go back to like the lower level dungeons just to get these recipes again. You can also buy these elixirs for red essence, which is the PvP currency straight up. So that's also an option for you. And you might get them from like some random boxes that drop from different content, things like that. So sometimes there is a reason to go back to a lower level dungeon to get some specific crafting recipes, like you might always want to go back to catacombs for the weapon modification recipes, because this is the only place where you can get them. But the thing is, the energy requirement does go down over the expansion, so that's kind of nice. Because now we're at the 150 expansion technically, the catacombs entrance cost is only 50 or 56 technically. But at launch at 120 master, the catacombs entry is like 200 or 150, something like that. But because we're in a later expansion, the cost went down. Even these ones are relatively cheap now, so 50 here. And these ones are more expensive, like 125, 125. These are even also discounted because we run like expansion tier 4 technically, not even 3, but that's just how it is. You don't need MP Awakening Snow. The MP is only available on certain items like modifications or like the weapons themselves, but you don't need them in Awakening. So just focus on strength or critical damage basically. So this one is 11k damage, it's not that bad. One second, let me finish the boss and then I'll check the other questions. So as when you're playing, oh my god, I thought I was outside. Oh wait, it's gonna be a long walk back. Yeah, so the mechanics still do a lot of damage, even if, even if you're higher level. Alright, let's take a look at the questions. Yes. Is there any upside to doing siege besides red chips? So red chips by themselves are really valuable, I would say. There's also a bunch of stuff that you can only get in the red chip shop. The other upside for doing PvP is that participating in siege gives you a 100 energy potion, and participating in team deathmatch and conquest PvP modes gives you a 50 energy potion. So by participating in the PvP modes, you do get a little bit of like energy items that you can then use to do more dungeons later. So that's one of the benefits. I mean, the other benefit is just like the PvP currency by themselves is pretty good. Like you can get around 500 maximum for siege. They sell for 1 million to the NPCs, so you get like 5 per just for doing siege if you're doing well, roughly. And then there's also crates you can get to get some extra red essence. There are some crates that might give you like small consumables. So there's like side rewards in addition to the PvP currency, like some based on like a kill streak or a shutdown, that might give you some additional items or some extra currency. That should be good. Yeah. Yeah, you don't need a lot of runners because the system is made so that like your energy is shared if you have multiple characters. But there's a good amount of ways to get more energy. So if you kill a world boss, you'll get energy potions. The first world boss you kill every day will give you 100 energy as a potion. Then every other world boss after that in the same day gives you a 50 energy potion. I think you can do a world boss every 2 hours or so. So like over the course of a day, if you kill like 4 or 5 world bosses, if you play like a long time, you can get like 300, 400 more energy per day. It's like 3 more dungeon runs. So that's pretty decent. Yeah. Yeah, and then also like your energy is recovered slowly throughout the day. So every half hour you get like 30 energy back or so, I think. So that's also important to keep in mind. And then there's every day you get 3 unique dungeon runs for free gifted to you. So up here you can see, first make sure I don't die to a mechanic. Every 3 dungeons that are like unique are free every day. So my Olympia run and my Dreams run I'm doing now, because I'm doing my first dungeons, are not deducting any energy from my character because they are part of the free runs that you get. Yeah, you do need to be active. You need to be like attacking the boss within like a certain margin of it dying. Like if you leave too soon, basically, then you will not get any drops because it counts you as like a lever, basically. I don't know if there's like a DPS requirement, but there might be. I'm not 100% sure. I have to confirm that. So this guy poisons you, which is pretty painful, but because I'm like higher level, it's not that bad. But could be annoying. I don't think it's quite worth to holy dose quite yet. But like the mechanics are pretty dangerous. Like they'll do like 50k damage or so base, I think. So even at my current HP level, I would just get one shot by the mechanics. If I had like 60k, 50k HP, I could tank 1 or 2, but then I need to heal up pretty quickly. I don't know whether the battle music stopped. Oh well. We're almost done here. Oh wait, I'm not using any party skills. I'm losing precious damage and drop chances. Ironically, we've got more blue gems than purple gems. This is because I was unlucky, I guess. You're supposed to get more purple than blue, but I think I just I got a low roll on the purple and a high roll on the blues. Yeah, pretty much all mechanics do the same base damage, roughly. Like, if it's not damage over time, it's like about 50k base damage. So eventually at like higher level expansions, the damage goes up a little bit, but like for the mid tier it's like 50k or so. So do I actually have the I don't have the drop boost active. Okay, so one thing you can get in our cash shop is the drop scroll crate, which gives you some items, but mainly it gives you the acquisition scroll, which gives you 25% more chance to drop some items, which might be useful to have. I don't have it active at the moment, so what you're seeing now is kind of just like the regular drop rate. But I do have 50% bonus drop luck from just the gift box. I think that's everything that gives me drop luck at the moment. Yeah, 15%, so that's about it. Yeah, I mean the lifesteal looks really good now, but I think for 120, because you have lower HP and lower damage, your lifesteal might not be as good, but at this level of HP and damage, it's actually pretty decent, yeah. How much is the 15-day crate? It's like €1 per crate, and it's a 10% chance to get the scroll, I believe. And the 1-day crate is like 10 cents per crate, and it's also a 10% chance to get the scroll. I mean, I could probably show the item shop quickly if you guys want. I just have to make sure I don't like show anything weird on stream. Alright, 1 second. Wait, just hide this for a second. Is it not? Alright. Okay. Okay, so I can quickly go through the item shop so you guys see what you can get. So we have a few different ways of the item shop works. There's no pity on it now, but you can get a bundle for the guarantee. So let's start off there. So you can get some bundles. You can get the donation bundle, which contains the 30-day VIP and 2 times the 15-day scroll, which gives you basically 30 days of like the double bonus. And this is 275, which is basically €25 payment. That is like the main bundle you can get. If you don't want to risk the chance, the downside is that if you don't buy the crates, you don't get the extra loot. So like the Remantis or the scrolls that might be useful. And then we have the drop scroll crates here. So there are 10 each or 100 each for these ones. 100. Just assume that 100 is like €1 basically, roughly. If you don't get the scroll, you get like Remantis or upgrade scrolls. So early on, this is pretty decent to get some in-game items that might be useful. Then we have some functional items. So we have our VIP, which is 1500. We have the class change scroll, which we'll be using soon just to kind of like show how it works, but it will convert to your class and most of your items to the new class. Then we have a little bit of an EXP drop event that you can create for the entire server. So if you use this, the entire server will get 30% EXP and 10% drop bonus for 1 hour. As AFK vendor, you can get an AFK vendor in the game as well for emerald tokens, so you don't have to buy this one. This is a cosmetic thing where for 15 days you have a few different visuals on certain skills. This is also a cosmetic thing where you get the Japanese voice lines. I showed this off in a different stream where like when you use a skill, you have like a little like voice line being played. This item allows you, when you transmute an item like this, I have transmuted my knuckle. Like this. So you can see here I transmuted my knuckle to this weapon skin. If I want to remove the transmutation, I need the scroll, but then it will remove the skin itself. I'll lose the skin. So this scroll allows me to undo the transmission and get the original model item back as well. There's a different scroll to just remove the transmutation without getting the model back, and it's cheaper. You can change your guild name, you can change your regular name. This is kind of like a weird cosmetic thing where if you have, you know, where you like swing your weapon, you have like a little color trail that's a different color based on your upgrade level. If you use this one, it will just like randomize the color every swing. It's like a little fun thing. Unbinding scroll, you can also get this one in game, but it's kind of expensive. And this is like the gender change, which is, I don't know, everyone really uses this, to be honest. That's kind of like the non-cosmetic stuff in summary. And then we have, of course, a fashion. Standard fashion is $250 each for like Flyff fashion. And if it's a custom fashion set, that's, oh wait, we have an option here up here. Then it'll be $750. So the Flyff fashions is cheaper than the custom ones. There's also some fashion in game that I can show you off quickly later. Then we have some cosmetics. We have a different amount of cloaks. If you want to preview the cloaks, you just have to use the in-game item wiki. There's no previews in the website, but just the, you know, the usual stuff. We have cloaks. I don't think there's any paid masks. No. We have some flying items. The flying items that you buy are a bit faster than the one you get in-game, so that might be useful. We have some auras. I'm using one of the new auras at the moment. We have the new reunion auras that are previewed on our Discord, which are a bit more expensive, and then the old auras, which are like the ugly ones, let's say, are a bit cheaper. And then we have the pets. All the pets by default are just picker pets, so no buff pets can be bought. Then we have the mounts. Premium mounts are a bit faster than the default mounts, so it might be useful to get those. And then you can get some honor titles, which are like just different titles, and some of them will change the color of your name as well. So the one that costs 400 also change the color based on, like, this one gives you green, this one gives you blue, this one gives you pink, and this one also gives you a different shade of blue. And then there's weapon skins, a bunch of weapon skins. That's just, you know, the usual stuff. And then one thing that's kind of like unique in our shop is, I guess, that every week there's a randomized sale where items that are not currently on sale get a randomized sale between 5 and 25% for that week. So for example, the knuckle weapon skin, this one, and this fashion set, these wings, these cloaks, these are like randomized sales, so every week this is a different sale. Certain items like the drop scroll crates, the VIP, and the bundles, they are like in a locked sale, let's say. So these are not like eligible for like a random sale. Yeah, I mean that's basically the item shop. Nothing too unique and special there. Alright, so if you want to get some fashion in game, we have an NPC here. You have a bunch of wigs that you can get, anime based wigs, you know, it's like a Naruto stuff. These are 300 mil each. Some basic glasses, some masks, facial masks. We can, you know, can buy one and then put it on our. Now we have our little mask on. Yes, and then we have also regular fashion. So we have 250 mil for like some Flyff fashion, and then you can get the cat's head for 100 mil. These are the fashions available. It's not that many options, just a few Flyff fashions that you can get. And then also in the token shop there's a few more here. So there's the set one and the aqua one, and a few more for like some tokens as well. And as you saw earlier, some of the dungeons drop cosmetics as well. So you can get, for example, a picker pet from this dungeon. You can get picker pet from this dungeon. You can get the baby Dracul from this dungeon. Baby Calder from here, and then these ones in the next expansion. these ones start dropping some custom fashion as well. So you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 unique fashions here. I think in this one, I don't think these ones drop fashion. I mean, these ones drop pets, and then the Abyss challenge gives you some fashion as well. So there's some fashion to be gotten in game, and then in the PvP shop we have more masks, we have more weapon skins that you cannot buy only with. I mean, you can't buy them with paid money. You can only get them here. Some parasol cloaks, different weapons, recolored bloody weapons, golden weapons, some more pets, some pickup pets, some shields. I can show you the comparison real quickly, and then then you can get the elixirs here. You can get the siege bundle. This is PvP cloak, PvP standard fashion, and then Skull of Strength, Dexterity. Now these you can get in Cursed Animus as well, and some Blessings of the Pet Tamer and Unbinding Skull. You can get it, but it's really expensive, as you can see. It's 2k. Let's get a premium mount. We can show you off real quick. This one looks cool. Frostfang mount. So this is the beginner mount. I'm just gonna ride around a little bit. Pretty decent stuff. Not too fast. And then this is the premium mount. So you can see it's like a decent speed increase. It's no longer mount 1. Yeah, I renamed it. Okay, so this is the different, and then for example the flying, I can do a little bit of a flying comparison too. What is the name of the board? What is the name of the starting item board? One second, I have to look it up because I don't have the starting item. 1 second. Ignis. Alright. What is the proper name? Just confirming. Ignis board. Okay. This didn't show up in the. So this is the starting flying speed. It's our 280 kilometers. And then I don't know. What is a premium? Let me just get a premium board. 1 second. Clock Bike Orange. It's a classic one. So let's see. Okay, so the clock bike goes around 400 kilometers, so it's about twice as fast. At least in the numbers. So, I mean, it's still not amazingly fast, but you know, there's a lot of teleporting around. You don't really need to fly around that much, but you know, that might help you. Yeah, it's just for fun, for like cosmetics, really. I mean, there's not really a big. No, there are some things that you might want to use a mount for, like, for example, let's see if we can find him, but. Actually, it might be easier if I do this on the flying. Can we find the Big Bang? I'm slightly going over time here, but we're swapping classes very soon after this and then continuing our dungeons. I'm trying to find the Big Bang, but he's not here. Oh my god, okay, everything is reset. Apparently there's a PvP mode and a siege at the same time. I gotta fix that. It's not meant to happen at the same time. And our free entries have been reset. That's nice. Because it happens at noon UTC. We're looking for a big bang. Once you see it, it will make sense. The thing is, he has a big spawn radius. And I don't know where he is. He should be somewhere around here. I mean, no one will have killed him. Alright, that's a tree. Maybe he's in the river. I'm gonna take like 1 more minute to find him, and if not, we're gonna bail out. You know what? Let me just check his spawn radius real quick, just to know where I can try to find him. I know he's supposed to be near around the levels. No, I definitely didn't remove him. I know for sure. Because then I can also explain the idea behind him and the mechanics. Okay, so he's either here or up to like there, or... Ooh, okay. Oh, he can be all the way in the mountains too. That's not good. So he can be here? No. Alright. Because I'm not supposed to be here. No, it's not here. Definitely not. We will find him. Maybe we won't find him. I have a suspicion that we might not find them. Oh, we found them. There we go. We've got the Big Bang. Alright, so this guy, this is a special 120 boss. It should be easy to kill now, I think. Oh shit! I can't see the mechanics into the water. Slightly unfortunate. Oh, I heard a sound. Alright. So this guy is a special challenge boss. Pretty good to get at 120. Got some decent drops there. It even dropped me an elixir. That's nice. And it gives you a challenge token for Flares, and there's one in Flares, Set Morning, Darkon 1, Darkon 3, I think. Yeah, there's one in each of these regions basically. A 120 boss. And then once you collect all of them, you go to the mayor, I believe. Let's double check. Challenge exchange, and then you get the hero's token, and then do I remember what you have to do? Can you move your chat from the left side to the right side? What's wrong with the chat? It's not overlaying anything, is it? Oh, because you see the drops? Okay. I mean, I can move the chat just like a little bit away. Stream elements. Stream elements. Crystal exchange. No, okay. So there is somewhere I know that you can do something with this token to get cosmetics. But yeah, so you kill all the 5 bosses. There to get some decent drops. No, it's not a lot. You get some decent drops. You get the tokens. You get the hero's token, and then you exchange it somewhere, or you do something with it for a quest. I think it unlocks the quest. Heroes. Okay, wait. Let's just do a quick cheating here. Get rid of this. Now, who has the quest? Not this guy. I don't know. Let me move the chat. 1 second. And I'll look up the question at the same time because I can multitask. It should be Heroes Challenge. Okay, let's see what this does. Dashboard. I mean, like for getting around in Azure and stuff like that, you know, and like Tasia, like during the leveling phase, you still have to move around a bunch. Just like during the dungeon, when you're doing the dungeons, you know, you can't use the mount in the dungeons or anything like that. So what? Where can we put the chat? Like here, maybe? Let's wait for the stream to update so we can see. It's gone. Where did it go? I don't see it anymore on the preview. Oh, there we go. I don't really love that. What if we just do it like down here, and then we just hide it, and then put the chat here. It's a little bit weird to have the chat here for me, but for you guys, it'll be fine. Save. Alright, that's done. Next up. Alright, I found the quest. Ah, okay. Who is this? Who are you? I'm looking up the NPC where I can begin the quest. It's a little bit of a spoiler, but I think most of the people would have figured this out in like 2 seconds anyway. Where are you located? Does anyone remember where the Master of Ringmasters is? There you are. Alright. Let's okay. Let's go quick. You're gonna take a look quickly, and then in the meantime we can answer some questions. Yeah, the reward for this quest is the gladiator weapons and or armor, I think. Like these ones. Or these ones. So this like fashion set and weapon combination is how you is what you have to do for these things basically. It's all purely cosmetic, but the bosses themselves at 120, I think it is tradable, yes. Oh, this is the Ringmaster Priest. I need the Ringmaster Master. Is it not the one here in Guardiana? No, this is the Guardian. Is it the one in the little area plane of bubble that I made? I don't know where this NPC is. Darken 2, yeah, we'll check for Darken 2 in a second as well. There's also this area here. It could be here, I think. This is a custom area from Emerald. This is Master of Ringmasters. Should be over on. Why can't I start the quest? What do I need? Oh, I need to have the hidden relic quest done. Damn it. And for that I need the crystal quest. Oh my god, there's more to this hidden quest than I don't remember how to do this quest. It's been 4 years. Okay, what do I need? Unusual crystal. Oh yes, I remember this. Alright. So before you can do this, you need to find the unusual crystal. Where you find this and how you find it, I don't know. You have to figure it out for yourself. It's part of the hidden quest chain. Well, it's not really hidden, it's just like a special quest chain. Then you go to some guy in Darkon, I think. And if you don't want to know all this stuff, just look away for like 5 minutes. If you want to keep the hidden quest fully hidden. Is it this guy? No, it's not this guy. Who do you bring this to? Ready. I don't know where this guy is. Alright. This is going to be too complicated. I'll just give you a TLDR. You find this crystal somewhere in the game. You go to an NPC somewhere in the game, start a quest. You do some stuff for this quest. Then you get to the next quest, which only starts if you have the hero's token, but the quest doesn't tell you to get the hero's token. So there's that. Well, no, it gives you a relic. The quest gives you... the first quest gives you a hero's relic. And I think the hero's relic starts a quest at the mayor, which tells you to get the challenges, which tells you to get the token. Then you get the token, you bring it to one of the other NPCs. And then you either get a weapon or you get a set. Basically. The exact details I don't know. It's part of a secret quest chain, so enjoy figuring that out, I guess. Alright, sorry for the detour. We're back on the regular schedule. Because we've been going for about an hour and a half, so it is now time to swap classes. And we'll be doing that by using the new class change scroll, which is updated in recent times. So let's get one. Do we have one already? We do not. Scroll. So when using this scroll, you can go choose a class you want to change to. And most of your items will be converted, but there will be some caveats. So I'll show you briefly what it does, and then you can kind of go over what the limitations are. And I'll put also on this Discord later for when people have questions about it. So I want to change my job. I want to go to Ringmaster. So some of the limitations are, it only converts your armor, your weapons and your jewelry. The upgrade levels are transferred over, so plus 10 chase, plus 8 stays, plus 18 stays. piercing slots are transferred, but the cards are not. So these will be 0 out of 10, and this will be 0 out of 4. Awakenings are copied over but not changed, so the awakenings remain the same, so they're not converted to int awakenings or something like that. The weapon grade is copied over. Actually, I don't have a weapon grade on my weapon yet, so we'll do that later. Transmutations are not transferred over, so I'll lose my knuckle weapon skin here. That's fine. And any stat plus bonuses, like if you use a scroll of strength on this, it remains strength plus. And offhands are not transferred as well. So if our things work correctly, we should have our Ringmaster suit. They remain soul linked as well, so keep that in mind. It doesn't unbind your items. We have the cloak and the mask the same. We have the aura the same. We have the jewelry set gets converted to adept, of course. And then the weapon gets converted. Oh, we actually got a free D grade weapon. That's nice. Saves me 50 mil. And then the shield is unconverted, so I can just try to sell this or something. So now we are Ringmaster. We have our skills ready, I think. We just need to put some cards in our stuff. So we'll get some cards back. This is what you will have to do when you get this yourself. But then you have to buy the cards, I guess. Just imagine me buying the cards from someone. So the cloak is alright, PvE damage and attack, so I can keep this, that's fine. This is PvE damage too, so I don't need to change my cloak here, that's good. And as you see, I had 10 piercing slots on my weapon, but it converted to 20 for my stick, because it knows that the stick is two-handed. So it does account for that, to keep that in mind. Oh. And the element is kept. Yeah, that's what I think. Of course, we do have our pet, which is mostly critical damage focused. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna keep this. We're gonna keep this. We're gonna remove this one. We keep the rest, I guess. It's fine. And then we're just gonna grab magical damage. Yeah, magical damage, I guess. Yeah. And then of course, let's go like 100 stamina, rest into int. And then I want to see, can we upgrade our weapon grade? What do we need for that? Basic sharpening ore and power root emerald. Maybe if we're lucky during our runs we can actually drop some of these, but we'll see. Maybe we can do that. I do want to change some awakenings a little bit, so see if we can get some int awakenings. Oh, I'll take that. I want to get some int here. This one we can keep the same. We don't need critical damage on Ringmasters, I believe, because it doesn't scale with critical damage. So get some casting speed, that's fine. And see if we get some int here. Give me like 2 int at least. Ah. There goes all my money. Oh, sorry about that. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. 16 int, that's good. That's really good actually. That's worth it, that was worth it. No, there's no. You don't have to lock any. No, critical chance works a bit different here. For mages, you basically get like your casting speed is equal to your critical chance, basically. So that's how it works. So if I have 100% casting speed, I also have 100% critical chance. So it's really strong early on, but the downside is that you don't scale with critical damage. So it's basically like a locked bonus, I think. It does scale with magical damage a little bit and like int and stuff like that, but critical damage percentage doesn't work for mages. So you won't see any critical damage on any of the mage gear, no matter for the class. Alright, I'm gonna take a quick bathroom break for like 5 minutes, and then we're gonna make some potions, we're gonna set up our skills, and then we're gonna continue our dungeon runs. So just letting you guys know. Alright, it'll be very quick, don't worry. Alright, I'm back. One more thing I forgot to mention, that when you change classes, of course, your character modifications do not change because they are locked to your character, not to your class. So in this case, lifesteal, PV damage and HP is fine for Ringmaster 2. Maybe not ideal, but actually I'm going to change the lifesteal to magical damage because I don't need lifesteal when I have a Ringmaster because I can heal myself. So I want to get mana booster, 20% magical damage. There we go. And then I just drop this in here. I will replace it, yes, and then there we go. So that's one thing you also have to think about. If you change your class, you might want to get new modifications, new cards, redo your awakenings. That's kind of like what you have to do. But you know, it's also good for the economy because it keeps the value of these modifications a bit higher because the demand will stay relevant. So we can craft some potions, I think. So we have some herbs, not that many herbs, but let's buy, get some money as well. Buy some flask bottles and then alchemy, flask of intelligence. Let's make 10 of them. 50 herbs. We got 50. Alright. Use that. Use eel. Use upcut. Is there? Oh, I don't know what the biggest size of the resolution is, to be honest. I don't know if it's quite that big, but there's some decent sizes available. Alright, so what do we want to do when we are Ringmaster? First, we will buff ourselves. Second, Veil is our prevention. Always good to have. Then, Holy Cross Final Reprisal is our main combo. Divine Radiance is our AoE skill. Recovering Blessing and Heal Wounds is our main healing. Divine Protection is a good self buff. Emerald Imbue is a good temporary buff as well. Kindle Life I can cast on myself. That's kind of all we need. So what's just your damage? Oh, that's pretty good damage. I mean, we do more damage now because our attack speed is a lot slower than BP, of course. But yeah, pretty solid damage, and then we can do with HC, and then we can do this. Yeah. I mean, we can't really use our tiger because of strength, but that's fine. Goodbye. Alright, so we have our class set up. I think everything is fine. The next dungeon we haven't done it is Cove of the Ancients. So let's dive into Cove. That would do my party skills. Alright. I think this didn't really update properly. It needs to like be cleared again, but that's something I'll check out myself later. So the nice thing about Ringmaster is I can just cast this on myself. It'll give me a bunch of healing. And then this is going to be relatively easy because I'm very over geared for this dungeon, of course. We're still doing 135 content at max 135 gear, so there's no surprise if I'm going to just like breeze through this. Of course, I don't be a little bit careful, but I always forget where the boss is. It's right there. Heal myself. Prepare second veil. So basically, as Ringmaster, you want to always keep recovering blessing active because it's like the duration is the same as the cooldown. And then you will use heal wounds if you're like ever low HP in a dangerous situation, basically. Then you just use HC and final reprisal for DPS damage, and then you follow up with auto attacks. So it's very straightforward stuff. And this dungeon is pretty easy, of course. Subtracts. Now we just have to figure out where the rest of the dungeon is. I'm always kind of lost in this one. Right, and so this special Ringmaster buff is also pretty nice, the Emerald Imbue. If you're familiar with Chronicle of Madrigal's Warlord class, the iconic low HP is big damage passive. This is kind of the same concept, just not as strong. The lower health you are where you get this buff, the more damage you deal, and then it also gives you 200% attack on top of that. So it's pretty good. Of course, this can also be cast to your entire team, so it's not just for yourself, it's for the entire party. It is like only 30 seconds duration and a 1 minute cooldown, so use it like doing a boss, of course, and not just randomly. But yeah, a very good party buff, and Divine Protection is also a full party buff, so keep that in mind. You can level up alone without needing a group party, I would say, but you can also just make a party with yourself alone, where you don't need to you don't need like a different character online to level up the party and level up with your party, basically. So you can get full party benefits just alone in a party, which is pretty nice, like I'm doing right now. Like I'm alone in the party, I got party skills, I can level up the party alone, everything like that. And there are dungeons, of course, that you need to do with groups, so not every dungeon is like recommended to be soloed. If you have like insane gear, maybe you can solo everything, but usually there's like at least one or two, or like two dungeons per expansion that's like group specifically designed for groups in terms of like how much damage they deal and how much HP they have. And then there's like 2 or 3 solo / duo oriented, so small groups, let's say. The healing totems, no, you can only drop those. They're not super powerful. When you place them down on the ground, they heal you for 5% of your HP every second or so. You can just be added to add like a little bit of extra healing, but it's not super strong, I would say. If you have a Ringmaster, you usually don't need it because recovering blessing applies to the whole group, and heal wounds also applies to the whole group. So I'm not using my pet, or did he get stuck somewhere? Oh, we got stuck somewhere. So I can place one down here, for example. It's alright, but it's not like... It's not that insane. It's only like 2k health, so it's really like a small boost. Gotta make sure to dodge. Yeah. So Ringmaster, like, even as a support class, you're pretty good to just like do solo DPS for dungeons, especially in like the solo dungeons. So don't really have to worry about that. That's a pretty strong class, to be honest. The main downside of Ringmaster is the AoE is like a cooldown base, so your AoE clears are going to be quite slow and sluggish. But your 1v1 DPS is actually quite good. So at the start it's 120, and then it'll be 135 after one expansion, and then 150 after the next one. So currently we're at the third expansion technically, but we're doing second expansion content because I'm level 136, and this is a 135 dungeon. Oh, once again we got more blue gems than purple gems and blue gems. I guess the RNG is just like that at the moment. Alright, so now we can try cheer. I don't think cheer does anything. It maybe gives you like a little bit of XP, but that's about it. Now we can try Calgus, and Calgus is like the first really group-oriented dungeon. So I'm gonna see if I can tank the boss at this level. If not, we might have to reset to full stamina or just cheat and go undying. But this is like a group dungeon, so this is going to be significantly more difficult than what we just did. Can already tell that these guys are quite painful. We can hit and run a little bit at least, so it's good. Let's get some visual space here. I mean, we get a decent drops even without it. Alright, see if we can tank this boy. Okay, he doesn't. The mini boss only does 8k. Oh, but he does 2 hits. Ooh. Okay. Oh, he spawned a guy. Okay, we got some defensive buffs here. Okay, the mini boss is manageable. Yeah, with Ringmaster, the healing really helps you like big time. That's the nice part about Ringmaster, like it makes doing more difficult content at lower gear level easier, because the healing will make up for your lack of gear, let's say. Until you can no longer like tank up straight hits, you know. Like if the damage is just like too high for a single hit, that your healing cannot keep up, you're going to be screwed either way. But if you have like all the healing tools, like with Remantis, with heal wounds, with recovering blessing, you can like juggle the cooldowns enough that you'll usually be okay. That's the nice part about Ringmaster. Alright. Just to get through all these guys. Okay, this one does 16k. It's getting a bit high, but so far still doable. Oh, my spike. What are you doing, Spike? Oh, the herbs are outside the border. Oh well. Good thing my damage is still really good. But I'm also very overgeared. Alright, now we run down here. Try to not get killed. Ah. They do, yeah, they do. They do damage in the y-axis. Also, we kind of cleaned up the boss arena so that there's not really any like rocks around anymore. So it should be mostly solved, I think. I hope. And yeah, I remember that you could able to do that before. Kind of hide around and stuff. Well, we're overgeared for like this content basically. Because this is 135 content, and I have like max 135 gear basically. So we're pretty overgeared for this dungeon. And it's still like, it's still difficult, like it's still risky because it's meant as a group dungeon where you have like a pretty good tank or like defeat this as groups. So that I can do this at like full int is pretty impressive. But as you can see, still risky. Oh, let's see how much the boss does. No, you don't have to clear all these guys. They're aggro, so I have to kill them or otherwise I die. But no, you don't have to kill them. Only the objective bosses that spawn the objectives. Alright, can we tank Kagas or do we just die here? Okay, we can tank one hit. If he has rage or crits me, I might be dead. If he doesn't rage crit, I should be okay. Oh my god. Okay, good to get my defense buff, that's actually great. Now I don't remember if Kargas has rage. So oh god. So if he has rage, I think we're doomed. I mean, we got 44k HP, so we might be okay. My aura does not mix well with my auto attacks. I chose the wrong aura for this class. Okay, it's a bit better now. If I look at it from this angle, I don't get any weird flashes. Good thing that the mechanics of Kargas are pretty easy. So it's not too difficult. Just need to be able to survive. I think you can no longer shortcut it now. It should be all fixed, I think. I mean, if I restart to stamina, I should be fine anyway, but yeah. Okay, I think we should be in rage territory soon. Let's see if the damage increases or not. Okay, we've got a block, that's good. Another block. 29k. 27k with defense buff. Ooh, it's 28k with defense buff, so he does have rage. But I'm going through it, so it's fine. Okay, 15 glowing crystals, Arctic A. It's decent. Alright, so we have one more to go. And Q, and then we can go on to the 150 content. So let's do that. This should be the hardest dungeon of the 135 content, so the most difficult part is finding your way, because I don't know where statues are. Might as well just 1v1 these guys. Yes, it is IP based. Oh well, it's you cannot get duplicate jobs. Not exactly IP based, like literally, but in concept, yes. I mean, we have a we have a mini map here, so. Oh, a power room, that's nice. The thing is, you can't see on the minimap if there's a statue or not. Yeah, the chest is fixed. Oh, we came from there, so we don't need to do that. I don't think I will now. Is it here? Blade is the strongest when it comes to like overall PvE DPS, generally speaking. Hey, we found one statue. Once I take back that I forget one statue later and have to run back in the dungeon. Okay, so I'm just gonna clear out the small monsters because the statues do have mechanics. What class I enjoy the most personally? I like a good crit class, like Knight, Blade is fun. Maybe like Knight or Jester. Ringmaster is pretty good in 1v1. I don't really love the AoE Ringmaster as much, but I think this position is just like a free AFK position, so let's see if I'm right. Yeah, we can AFK here, nice. Alright, one down. I think there's 3 total statues. Ooh, a chest. Oh my god, this guy hurts so much. The farm areas are mostly in the dungeons. You can farm in like Trezia or Ezria or Forsaken Tower as like an alternate way. So AoE classes are good for that, although that kind of farming is not really like the main farming to earn money. That farming is more for like side farming for like scrap or alchemy herbs or like sunstones and moonstones. One of the Penya dungeons, the Desert Caverns, is also kind of AoE reliant. It's like mixed AoE and bosses. So you kind of want to have like a little bit of both. But all classes can do AoE and all classes can do pretty good 1v1 DPS anyway, so it should be pretty equal in that sense. Nah, we can zoom in, that's fine. Psykeeper has very good magical debuffs where they reduce the magic resist of bosses, which helps other Psykeepers and Elementals and Ringmasters. So they do have that, yes. And they also have some other some other debuffs to reduce the damage a little bit of the boss, I think. Let's see if we can avoid some guys here. We can't. Oh my god, there's super. I can tank like 4 of them before I die. Such pain. I think the next statue is not here, but in the next room. Like over there. Oh, I might die here. I'm doomed. Okay. I'm not doomed. I made it. This aura is annoying me, so I'm gonna unequip it. It looks better. It's treasure chest here. I can open that. Power rune and copper bar. No, auras are purely cosmetic. There's no statue here either. Oh no. Is there a statue over here? I don't think so. Oh no, I think we are doomed. Oh, there might be one over here. These guys have so much magic resist, my god. Oh, there's no statue over there either. Okay, we have to run back. We missed one. I knew it. We missed one on the other side. I think if we go all the way here, maybe we'll find it. These guys all have so much magic resist. Yeah, I must have missed one instead. I think it's one maybe here if I'm lucky. Yeah, it's here, nice. It's just this one. Whew. Not that bad. Can we sneak it a little bit? Go to our AFK spot. Oh, it's not AFK spottable. The angle's not there. What's the angle then? Somewhere here maybe? Yeah, this is the spot. Nice. It's probably not gonna be added now. It would be nice, but I don't think I have time for it. I mean, there's not gonna be much change between now and the launch, except for maybe some balance things or some like issues if I notice anything. But like the 135 balance is gonna be mostly done between launch and the expansion launch anyway, so. Alright, we can try the boss now. So. Let's go, let's go. After this, I think we're gonna boost ourselves up to level 150 using some admin cheats. And then we might do like 1 or 2 runs of a 150 content, and then we'll swap over to Ranger in a little bit, in like 20-30 minutes. How do I get to the thing again? I don't remember if it's, is it this one? Oh, no, it's sort of off. Hey, this is like classic 2020 animations. I mean, I made this skill specifically. I made this in like one of my first private servers in like 2018. It's just the same skill reused. So, there's that. They have not been updated since then. Alright. I'm gonna preemptively reset to stamina. Just because I feel like I'm gonna die otherwise. 250 stamina, 150, 156k HP. Okay, I mean, hopefully that's enough. Got some defensive boosters. Okay, 30k auto attacks. It's about the same as Kalga, slightly more I think. Because I already have my defensive boost. Just slightly more secure. The mechanics shouldn't be too bad. Most of the mechanics for 120 and 135 should be pretty easy going, I think. Gonna be an exception here. Oh my god, this is... Alright, it's some damage. Okay, we're doing 30k's now. Okay, instantly popped my prevention. Nice. And maybe we can do one Desert Caverns run first, and then we'll go to 150. Yeah, this is not too bad. Like you might even need like a pure tank for this, if you just have someone who like wants to go full stamina and can heal up. So many buttons to press. mean, the mechanics are a little bit easier because some of these are like created based on the amount of players in the room. So if you're doing this with like 4 players, you might see more circles appear, so it's a bit easier alone. Oh, we're doing pretty good here. Misusing some of my healing items, but that's fine. I mean, at least we know that we can solo these dungeons at some gear level. Although by the time you're at this gear level, you don't really need to do this dungeon anymore. You know. Does he have rage? Don't know. I mean, he has a little bit of rage, but not too much. Around it's like 35k, 32k, but I'm having 32k with the defensive boost, so like 35k otherwise. I mean, the inner flame is doing a lot of work here because of this inner flame boost. Ooh, we got 2.7 mil and some crystals. You just need to restat, yeah, but the restats are relatively cheap in the NPC. Did we get any drops? I mean, we got some power runes. If we had a sharpening ore, then we could upgrade our thing, but we don't have a sharpening ore. Weapons can drop directly as well, yes, yes, for sure. One moment. I mean, the drop rates are like 1 in 30 runs or something like that, or 20 runs, maybe 40 if you're unlucky. I don't know. To get one on the first try on a stream would be relatively low chance. Alright, let's do the Peña dungeon real quick, and then we'll level up. So here we should be able to just like kind of go wild, take all the boys. Ooh, battlegrounds opened. We can do some battlegrounds. So this is your main Peña farming in 145 basically. You can spam it as much as you want. There's two bosses and then there's a bunch of small guys. I'm kind of looking for the ceiling here. The DPS meter is blocking my drops. I'm gonna remove this. Got slowed, really? Oh my god, my FPS. Yeah, numbers. Alright, that's pretty easy. I think you get like 7 mil per run or something, give or take. Maybe a little bit more, maybe 10 or so. And we start to click at me under too. Should be pretty easy to farm. Alright, I think it's time that we move on to the 150 content. And I'm not going to level up all the way to 150 because that will take a very long time. At least within the stream context. So we're just gonna... Yep, that doesn't give us any XP, does it? Not a lot. There we go. Just gonna give ourselves some levels. And we get a new skill level 150, but aside from that... Oh, we get some drop scrolls actually from level up rewards. Very nice. Oh, and we get a cloak. This is kind of a weak cloak. This is like the weakest of the cloaks. And by the time you get this, you already have better cloaks, probably. Hey, and we got a 7-day VIP membership. Very nice. 6%. I think the max critical damage is 6% per individual line. 6 or 5%. I think 6%. Yeah, because I've seen 5% as orange, so 6% must be red. Alright, so we got our scroll. That's nice, we'll use it. Get some extra drops. We don't need this one because we got a better one. We don't need this one because we got that one. Put the rest in int. So we still have 257, I think, and then the rest is int. We got our new PvP skill and our new PvE skill. It's nice, you guys can try it out. Where is the arena manager in this town? Is there an arena manager here? Do you guys see one? No, everyone but an arena manager, alright. I don't know if you guys have seen the Ringmaster overview, but the PvP skill of Ringmaster, the 150 is the light skull. You place down a circle, and then when it explodes, it will deal damage and heal everyone inside who's an ally, so even your teammates as well, and deal damage to everyone who's not in it. And then the other one, Light Sanctuary, is the PvE skill, PvE ultimate. It's basically redemption, yes, but don't tell anyone. This one creates a room that enhances all healing received, including the one from items as well, and buffs you with 10% attack if you're inside of it. If you've played Medical, it's very familiar. And so these ones are ultimate skills. They're level 1, but if you do the Emerald Hive dungeon, you can drop skill books, and every skill book you use will increase the level of your ultimate from 1 up to 5. Alright, so let's quickly go through the 150 content as like how you would progress. So first of all, you level up to 150, of course. We just did that technically. I don't know how long this will take you normally, because I haven't tested that, but you know. Then there's two main weapon tiers in 150. There are Iceborne weapons and Edelgard weapons. I don't know how you really pronounce it, to be honest. And these are dedicated to specifically be for PvP or PvE. I have to go to the crafting menu to show them. So the Iceborne weapons are PvP weapons specifically for damage. They give you minus 100 PvE damage, so they're not very useful. And then the Edelgard weapons are PvE only weapons, basically. And this is mainly done because these weapons have a specific effect, and you also just kind of like by this time do have like a little additional content, let's say, for the people to make a dedicated PvP and PvE weapon. The way you obtain them is you want to get a dormant version of the weapon first. So for example, this dormant sword. The dormant sword is an ultimate weapon. You can upgrade it same as usual, but it doesn't have the special enchanted effect. Then, if you want to enchant it, you need to get some more materials, and you put in the dormant sword, and then you will keep all your upgrades that you already have, all the piercings, all the upgrades, all the awakenings, they're retained, plus the materials, and then it will turn into your ultimate enchanted version with the special bonus. So the idea is here you'll farm for the dormant one first, you'll get it, you upgrade it as you go. At the same time you'll farm for the materials, for the upgrading, and then you'll enchant it. So how do you get the weapons? For the PvE weapons, you have the outer forest and the inner forest. The outer forest is a solo only dungeon where you get this material, armored remnant. You can just farm it per, yeah, let's just, you farm it like per run, you get like 30 or 20 or so. And this is on a 120-minute cooldown, so you can do this as much as you want on the cooldown. Then in the inner forest, which is a energy dungeon, you get the materials to actually enchant your weapon, and this is fully material based. And then you also get some S cards and some other items that you need for other crafting. This is for weapon grading, for example. This is for upgrading. And in the PvP weapons, it works very similar. You have the mountain pass, that is a solo dungeon 2-hour cooldown, to get the shards which you use to craft the weapon. And then the Icy Peak is a team dungeon where you get the other materials also to do the craft upgrade. Generally speaking, the PvP weapon is easier and faster to obtain than the PvE one. So we can try out the PvE drop and see like what it's gonna like. So this one is just like a monster farming dungeon, so there's no real bosses here. You just farm these monsters and they each drop the remnants, so you kind of go through the entire path. You can collect them, maybe read them a bit. Oh, they do hurt. Oh, they do a lot of damage. I made a mistake. Okay. Maybe you don't AoE right at the beginning. They are quite painful. Okay, they were resetting. Great, thanks. Yeah, so this dungeon is like purely solo on a cooldown, so you don't need any energy for it. So you can focus your energy on the actual other dungeons. This gives you 1 reputation per kill, which is nice. Lovely death music. There we go. There's a lot of trees here. Oh, let's zoom in a little bit, I guess. This is where my mapping skills were not that good yet, from 4 years ago. Alright, so that's the end. That's kinda finished with the dungeon pretty much, so now we just like leave. We got 48 remnants. Now if I want to get the weapon I would need quite a lot of them. But if I want to take a chance, I can also for 50 of them create a chance box, and there's a 1 in 10 chance that I can actually... Oh, I don't know. I didn't look at the minimap actually, I didn't know. So I can for 50 of these, or about 1 per run, I got a bit unlucky so I didn't quite have enough. 1 time per run you can build a box, and there's a 10% chance to get a random weapon. But if I want to get like a specific one, yeah, or a 100 I meant this, I would need like a 1125, so let's say it's 50 per run. How much runs is that? About 20 runs or so, depending on how lucky you are. So that's kind of like the guaranteed way to get it, or you can go for the RNG chance way. And Iceborne works pretty much the same way. We can do the Iceborne solo version as well. Mountain Pass. You just don't need quite as much materials, but the same concept. Here we go. It's a bit of an open map, but that's fine. It's just ice. It's not that bad. It's the same as Ezria. Oh, we didn't get one from that one. Unlucky roll. Is the Battlecrown still open? Oh, Battlecrowns is still open. We might go by the Battlecrowns real quick. What are the stats? I mean, I can compare the stick, for example. The Oracle has 29 attack, 35 magical damage. This one has 41 attack, 46 magical damage. And then the stick has the same stats, but then it has a special effect on it. That's a decent stat increase. Oh, there's more guys. Ooh, 4 shards, that's nice. This is also the same cooldown. I think that's the last one. Oh, yep, that's the last one. What? We got, let's see, 43. Can we make a box, perhaps? Do you want to risk it? Oh, 25. We can make it. How much do we need for a full weapon? 550. That's only like 10-ish runs. Well, 15-ish. I mean, might as well try it, right? Oh, we got the 100 Amantis. Oh well. Worth a try. Alright, let's go do a bit of Ranger. And then we can go to the battlegrounds and do the rest of the dungeons before we wrap up. So let's see, everything's equipped. Yep. Let's go to the Ranger. Oh, I need to do it in magical, yes, of course. We're not technically magical. It's going to tell me I'm on cooldown, but because I'm an admin, I don't care for the cooldown. Normally you have to wait like 24 hours, but... Alright, so we got this, got our Ranger stuff. Just have to adjust our things. Yep, that's good. Stats. 150 still. Dex. Okay, let's reawaken our things. We can keep this one actually. Reawaken this one, and this one. Yeah, no quiver. So like you don't get the offhand from the class change, so you will have to acquire a quiver somewhere yourself. We'll be doing that shortly as well. Yeah, it's decent. I don't think we'll need critical chance, so we're just going to go for some attack boost. Yeah, it's fine. We don't need amazing awakenings. Just something manageable. Give me something decent. That's good enough. Okay, I'll take it. Save our money a little bit. The chest boxes you have to craft them with the materials, so it's all material based. That one. Need some cards, of course, again. Oh, we did drop some cards, right? We dropped 2 electric cards, so we need to make 18 more. Then we have to get a quiver. Get that as well. So for quivers, I would say the best one is probably the oh, it's the wrong menu. Refine is good early on, but I think Rogue's Quiver from me and Iker, this is probably the best one. No, stupid. This one's the best one, Crystal Quiver. 30% bonus damage every attack, 50%. So we'll take that one. Because give it some piercing slots. Save you the time it takes for me to upgrade something to 0-10. I'm not trying to move it. I'm just trying to put some cards in it. See if we get some critical damage. Good enough. Alright. We got our buffs back. Set up our skills. Dark illusion, good. Mark, draw, piercing arrows. This can be good, but I'm just gonna. I mean, I could use the AoE quiver if you want. Just to show it off, I guess. Where do I find it again? This one, right? Yes. Yes. Well, you know, the money you get is pretty. You get a lot of money in emeralds, so you need to have a way to sink it away as well. Okay. I mean, let's compare the damage to see. We're gonna just have to adjust this one again. Magical damage away. And then we put critical damage again. So let's check our damage. So the big thing with the AoE quiver is that I have minus 75% critical chance. Which means at this gear level I still have 81% chance, because I'm so over criticalized. But at low level you're gonna have a lot less critical chance, so that's like where it kinda hurts. I mean the AoE range of like eagle arrows or so better, but like damage wise very close, but could be worth. Why am I walking? And then, you know, if we go to the usual route, we have this, and then we just do this. And then if you mark it, you're gonna get more damage. Yeah. Pretty good stuff here. Alright. I want to see if we can do the team dungeon. Now I think I'm gonna die here. So if we die to the bosses, we're just gonna go undying and use the admin way to survive. But we can give it a quick try. We can just do like this, some AoE attacking. Oh, our consumables ran out. We didn't make a consumable for Dex. Oh well. I don't remember if these drop anything relevant for the dungeon or if it's just like extra stuff you don't really have to kill. I don't know. I don't think there's a setting for that, is there? I can see why that's not there, but do I want to do this? I don't know if these drop things that I need to kill or not. I mean, there's no option for it, is there? Not here, at least. Okay, I go to the boss. Oh, he's beating me. Oh, this is not good. Okay. I can't click the arrow. See? Oh shit! I'm teleported because I'm an admin. Oops. Where's the dungeon? Alright, I'm gonna go undying just so we can show off the dungeon boss itself without constantly dying over and over. So I'm gonna just keep in mind that I'm not actually doing anything. So this guy has a lot of armor and a lot of health, so you definitely want to do this with a team. Because when I was in Madrigal, I saw the icons on the minimap, so maybe it's specific to this map. Maybe because this is not maybe it's like a dungeon map technically. So oh, I just forget my bus. I'll have to check. Maybe it's something else, but yeah. So this dungeon you definitely want to do with groups, just because you can't really tank it without a group. I mean, maybe if I go full stamina with like a really tanky build, but you also see he has a lot of resist. He has 60% armor, 60% magic resist. Now Mark does remove 15 of that, but only 15. I don't have any damage penetration in my build, I think. Do I? 1%. Well, not really, so that's maybe also on me. I mean, I can try to keep like, I can stay at full health-ish. But this is also, it's the first mini boss of like 3 of them in this dungeon, so The other ones are going to be a bit stronger. What's this do again? Okay, the reduces that block rate, that's good as well. This is also good because it makes me ignore their armor every third hit. I mean, the lifesteal mod would be really good here, yeah. I don't wanna pull the boss way too far. At least my damage is pretty good, like he dies relatively fast for me being alone at least. If you had like a team here, you'd kill it relatively quickly, I think. Assuming you'd all be debuffing and doing the same damage, so. I think if you go like AoE Cliffware and then the lifesteal mod, you'd be like having so much fun doing AoEs because you have the knockback and stuff. Could be a cool build to be honest. I think the optimal DPS would be use mark, use piercing arrows and use quick draw and then like just shoot them for a while. But I'm not really doing that. Tribalista reduces block rate by 25% for the boss. Ranged block rate. But I don't think he's blocking a lot, although I don't really know what his block rate is. But I mean, it can't hurt, right? He's almost down. We got one of each. Not amazing, but yeah. All right. Okay, this one also just bleeds. Oh my god. Okay. Oh, he bleeds on every auto attack. Oh my god. Oh, my health bar is just gone. Yeah, I think you need a tank for this one. Okay, the bleeding is stopped. Ah, never mind. Oh my god. Yeah. So lucky that my damage turns to 0 every time I'm at 1 HP. Oof. What do you mean cheater? Just imagine that there's like a knight here tanking all the damage. You know, that's how it's always going to be. Use your imagination. Oof. This is quite a tough one. I mean, if I'm doing this, I might as well go full dex, because it doesn't really matter how much health I have. I mean, we do good damage at least. And the bomb is not amazing, but that's alright. That's not great. Why do my party skills keep disappearing from my hotbar every time I swap classes? That's strange. I'm dodging a little bit. I'm just here to show off the mechanics, alright? If I had like full consumables, I could probably do even more damage. But after this I should go to the faction battlegrounds before it closes. Do some content there. It'll probably be very easy because all faction battlegrounds content is adjusted for 120 gear at the moment because of, you know, the 120 launch. But just to kind of show you what's going on, what you can do here. But first we have to kill another boss after this. This is like a mini boss. This isn't even a final boss. Can you imagine? Another one each. It's not a lot, but it's fine. Maybe I'm just getting unlucky with the drop rates. I'm also not using my pet, I noticed. Oh god. Oh, this also bleeds. I mean, he does 17k per auto attack. That's less than Behemoth and Kaga, so maybe I need to like give him a bit more damage? I don't know. I mean, to be honest, these have not been like gone through final balance testing yet anyway, so this is not the final damage of all these dungeons because it's like later on content. So I'll probably just tweak this based on whatever I feel is appropriate. It'll probably be a little bit higher damage, I think. I mean, if Kargas does 30k, of course, keeping in mind that this one has faster attack speed. The music is nice at least. Mechanics are not too bad, but a bit more challenging than the other ones. And the fact that I can like survive this at full dex is probably not great. I think he needs a bit more damage for sure. Oh, not the bleeding. Ah. I think I got a really bad roll on my drops on this dungeon. 1 per each drop seems very low. Let me check. Surely you get more than that. Inner forest. I'm supposed to get anywhere between 1 and 5 ancient remnants per kill. No, I've low rolled like 3 times in a row. That's insane. The dust is 1 per kill, that's fine. How much do you need? 255. 225. If you get like lucky and get the extra drop, it's a bit much. I'm gonna boost the drop rate a little bit there, because otherwise it takes you like 50 runs. I think it's to lower the requirement for this a little bit and keep this the same. But this is not finalized yet, so that's fine. What do I use these ones for again? Is this for this? No, this is something else. Ah, yeah, the special mask. Yeah, these unlock on 150 as well. With PV damage 12%, critical damage, magic damage, tank 1, and what? Stamina and dex and stamina and strength. Ah, okay. So this is for Ranger specifically, and this is for non-Rangers basically. Alright. I mean, the things in the last expansion are pretty grindy, so they take a lot longer to get, because it's like the last major expansion basically. So the progression is going to slow down overall, but maybe want to tweak some things still, finalize there. It's not in the final version. Okay, so let's do some battlegrounds. So in here we can do mostly faction related things. Now all of this is balanced for 120, so when we do the expansions, all the monsters in here will be rebalanced for like 135, 150 and stuff. So at the moment it's kept at 120. We spawn in the Guardian spawn here. This is our dragon, this is the neutral statue. This is the enemy dragon and this is the enemy spawn. So the main thing that we can do here is kind of go around. I don't think you can... No, you cannot fly here. So there's these roaming giants. So these ones I can't attack because I am a guardian and these are from the guardian faction. These ones you can pick up for quests, the quest items on the ground. So if we go a bit further, we're gonna go into raider territory, but first we can do this neutral statue. This one can be attacked by anyone. It should be easy because I'm like high level, so should be a quick defeat. Although he does have a lot of defenses. Oh. And this neutral statue will give you a variety of drops, and it will also give you a server-wide event with some boosted rates, which you should be seeing. Oh, I got hit by that. Oh, I'm not allowed to use a Remantis here. I have to use the PvP Remantis. Okay. Alright, fair enough, fair enough. I don't think I have any of that, so potions it is. Oh, the burn damage wasn't that much. Alright, so we got some token of hunt, we got a project crate, and we have gotten a 30% XP and drop event for the entire server. Very nice. Alright, let's move on to raider territory. Somewhere here. We should be seeing some monsters to kill. I mean, normally there'll be other players around here, of course. That could be risky. Oh, some more quest items. And a roaming giant. These will give you some tokens as well. I think they should give you some reputation, which I'm not currently getting, so maybe I have to check that. But get some faction tokens from them and some token of hint. These are all like quest related items. And then you can also kill the dragon, which is over here, I think. Yep. Ooh, got some chests here, that's nice. Potion of healing, holy scroll. Oh, well, that's pretty good. Some tokens and other things. Pick up the dagger. So these ones respawn every few minutes or so. The dragon respawns every 20 minutes. And if there were any raider players, they would also hang around here. This is their spawn area. And then you can PvP with them, of course. If they had a statue active, it will be showing up here. But they don't have a statue, so we'll go back to our base and teleport out again, because we cannot teleport out here if you want to like leave. It's not allowed to leave without being near your base to prevent people from kind of just like running away. let's go back. Now it's mainly meant for a PvP area, so the monsters are mostly just like a side thing. But the biggest like activity here is like PvPing with other players, basically. So when you go to the map, you can see my name here. You can see the name of all the other players on the map as well. If they're close enough to you, you'll see the color of the name as well. Aside from that, you can collect these quest items. These respawn every few minutes or so. And if you want to teleport out, you have to just be close to the NPC, and then you can go here. And then when you go to East Flyff over here, to the faction area, you can see that I have one quest here already completed, which I think, which one is it? So I had Dragon Hunt. Need to kill one more dragon. Token of Hunt. I need to hunt a lot more tokens. And Sealed Book and Dagger 3, I got those. So I can complete it here. I receive a crate for that, which is nice. And then I can do it again. It's just like a repeatable quest, basically, I think. Like here. So this is the same missing items quest again. There's one more here. This one needs spy glasses and violin. I don't have enough of those yet. And these give like the crates that I also earlier got. Sometimes they give repetition, but not always. Sorry about that. And this one is Token of Valor, so these you will get from killing other players. The drop buff, this one is server-wide. Yeah, because it's a neutral statue that is in the faction battleground, so it can be killed by either people. So I got some of these crates. I just got some scrap. That's not amazing. I mean some scrap bolts. That's kind of the filler item of this box, and you can make it to make more boxes again. Let's see if I have enough to make one more. I need 50. All right. So, yeah, so that's what you would do in the battlegrounds. Anything else interesting drop from there? Not really. Inventory is a bit of a mess. I mean, we've got some tokens. Can we change? Let me check. Faction token. If I go to the leader. Oh, I can make a drop scroll crate for 35 tokens. That's pretty nice. Oh, we got lucky a 10% hit. Nice. Save that for later. That's pretty nice because it's one of the few ways you can get the drop scrolls in game without having to pay for it. Alright, let's see. We haven't done Icy Peak yet, so we can do Icy Peak. Rigged. Oh, flashbang. So this is also for the PvP weapons. This one should be a bit easier than the other dungeon, but I think they're all like a little bit too low in damage values at the moment, because these haven't had like the final damage. They haven't done the final damage like balancing yet, because most of the balancing focus has been on 120 and 135. The 150 content isn't like fully balanced yet for appropriate gear levels and whatnot. So just keep that in mind, that these dungeons are maybe a bit too easy or too difficult sometimes, depending on which one we're doing. Did he just like hit me with a vital stab? Can you leave a dungeon and enter again without having to spend more energy? So if it's a team dungeon and someone else is still inside and you leave or disconnect and rejoin, then it doesn't take any energy. But if you're the last one in a dungeon and you leave, it will close the instance and you'll lose the dungeon basically. You have to reopen it and start from scratch. So if you're alone and you like leave, it doesn't keep the dungeon open, it will just wipe it right away. That's just kind of how the Flyff logic works, unfortunately. Okay, that's decent drops. Do the first world boss at launch. I mean, if they I think if you're like 120 with clean gear with no like dungeon loots, you probably won't be able to kill the world boss quite yet. So the first world boss spawns like 5 minutes after the server is up, so it will probably take some time before it's actually killed, I think. It kind of depends on when the server is attempts it and thinks they're ready, I guess. I think at some point people will start to like attempt and then like they'll ask other people to join, and they're kind of like as a community try to attempt it together after a day or two maybe, but I don't know exactly when it will be. But yeah, because every time the server restarts, a world boss will spawn after like 5 minutes or so. So definitely on launch it will be there and it won't be killed for like a while. Just making some notes to see if I had to fix anything. Or just adjusting the damage and stuff. No, there's no auction house system here. You just have to do the classic like create a vendor and kind of browse around in town. We have AFK vendors, or you can put your own personal vendor like the usual Flyff one. No shop finder. You just have to do it yourself. You can make shops in Darkon or Sand Morning, just not in Flares. So it kind of depends on what players prefer, but I assume it will be Sand Morning, but maybe it will be Darkon. Both are valid options. Look, it's the dragon from the Egypt dungeon, but it's not brown anymore. For those who have played Madrigal, I guess. What's it called? Pyramids? Pyramids dungeon? Oh, just in time, I guess. We just hit the battlegrounds. Hey, this is the original version, you know. This is like how the model came. I had to recolor it to brown for Honor. Like, this is the original version. So it's actually the other way around. Is there any Whirlpools alive at the moment? Oh, Carvan's alive. He's pretty cool. The problem with that is that like I'd have to like rebalance the world bosses as people gear up, which is kind of difficult. But I think like within... Oh yeah, sorry. I think within like a day or two the word balls should be killable. Ooh, basic sharpening ore. Nice, that means we can upgrade our weapon grade. That's great, that's good stuff. Actually a rare drop for once. Because it's pretty rare to get those. Let's see if we have enough. Oh no, we need 5 of these. Can we make them? No, we need 1 more. Okay. Almost, almost. Maybe we'll drop it somewhere. How much did we get? 12 and 4. How much do we need? Dormant. 100 and 150. How much is that? 150 divided by 12. 12 runs. 100 divided by 4. 25 runs. Alright. That's a bit more fair than the other one, I think. It's just like, depending on how RNG drops, because the material different might be different, you know. So it could get more per run as well. Let's see what we can do next. We can do Hakete, Emerald Hive. Let's check out Carven first. I'm not gonna kill him, but he'll be alive. We can check out his mechanics, I think. He drops potions and he also gives you the sealed arc light. Standard fashion set and fashion items. And these guys you see here, they actually do damage. See if you can catch one. Someone that's gonna come fall near me. Come on. Here. Can we get it? Can we catch it? Okay, that does a lot of damage. So don't fall in those. Alright, I don't think we're gonna kill the world boss, but maybe we can. Oh, maybe we turn off the battle music for this one. Wait. Let's just my chat died. Okay, let's reset the music because I don't want to have this weird Flyff music on there. Where is it? Where is the teleport? There we go. Oh, I messed up. I shouldn't have done that. That's alright. It should reset again, I think, soon. Alright, let's try Carven and then we'll see how far we go here. I mean, how much damage does he deal? Okay. So, you know. Definitely tankable. He just has insane health. But we'll play around here for a little bit, check out the mechanics. Oh my god, that's a big circle, that's very fast. Oh, it's chasing me. I mean, how much health does it actually have? Oh, it's so many. 30 mil, so I mean, I could probably kill him at some point. But we can just we can do the cheat kill for now. Alright. What did we get? We got a potion and some tokens, I think, based on my damage. Pretty fun. So that's the world boss. Not gonna spend an hour there. Okay, the next one we can do is Hecate, which is the place where you get the armor sets, I believe. Yes, so you get the armor sets. You also get the shields here. Knight shield, Psykeeper shield, Billposter shield. There's a lot of attack, damn it. And then the rose quiver. And then also the armors. So let's see what we can get here. I mean, if it's a world boss, what usually will happen is that if the tank happens to die, it'll just target some random guy, and then it'll kind of like go around like that. Oh, we should use our AoE cover here, I think. Yeah. Oh nice, this one has like no armor, which is very good for me. Ooh, okay, so this one does a little bit more damage. I think still a bit on the low end for 150 boss, but that will be adjusted before we launch this content, that's fine. This health is also kind of low, I think. Well, it's a mini boss, so there's more bosses in this dungeon, so that's fine. Otherwise it will take too long. Nah, I think it's if you make the hitbox too big, then the quiver becomes too strong. You know, you need to have some downsides. I would love to be able to drop a power rune, because that would allow me to upgrade my weapon grade. Let's hope for that, I think. Nothing good, sadly. Definitely would have died there if I didn't have Undying, I think. Right. This one has more armor. Okay. Ow. $360k. The piercing arrow plus the quiver combination is so strong. Don't mind that. Let's see if we can drop something here. Come on. Don't need something massive, just like power rune. Oh, nice, we got a power rune emerald. That's good. We can later do our world weapon grade after this run. This is still pretty good DPS too. So I'm dropping these enchanted runes that you can see, and these are required to upgrade 150 weapons, and I think also armors and jewelry. I'm not 100% sure of that. I might have to check, but yeah, at 150 you need this different. You no longer need the sunstones and S protection as such. You use a different item tier for that. So. Good to keep that in mind. It will be a bit more expensive, of course. Oh, wrong quiver. This one is 64.8 mil HP. Okay, well, it's a bit too low, maybe. I don't know. Ow. Now there's more stuff. Oh my god. Oops. Okay, I'm using most of my energy, but I still have some energy left. You know, I think if you were like slightly more health oriented, you could just solo this. But you know, I don't mind that. Although I do think that I'll be buffing the damage of these bosses, so just keeping that in mind. They'll at least be somewhat higher than what Behemoth and Carcass were doing. So if Behemoth and Carcass are like 30k, I'm imagining these will be like 40k maybe. Maybe 45, 50. It's going to depend. I might do some checks to see what like an average tank person might have. Because I only have like 40k HP right now, so if I put the boss at 40k, you know, I basically force you to not go full damage. Or take a tank, of course, so. I'm still deciding on what's best there. But yeah, this is definitely too low. But Carcass and Behemoth are pretty much locked in place. I think I'm pretty happy with those being like 30k damage for those gear levels. Considering I also had some like defenses from this, of course. Yeah. I don't want the tank knight to be like a must-have, ideally. But I mean, if you have a tank knight, it will just make your life so much easier, I guess. I mean, you still have to dodge the mechanics out of the way, so. Alright. Got some more drops, no armor drops sadly, but some royal inscriptions, but getting those masks is quite slow, so that's not going to be anytime soon. Let's take a look at our weapon grade. We have a D grade, which is the lowest grade at the moment. We need 50 mil, 1 of these, 5 of these. We now have a C grade. So if I want to upgrade it again, we would need 3 of the basic ones and 3 of the azure ones. And to make an azure, we need 5 emeralds, so 15 emerald basically, and 15 of these. And then you need this one, and then you need this one. So it's kind of like, in the end, you can only drop, I believe, emerald runes. You just need to like add them over time. And then the excellent shopping ores for A and S level specifically. So then what we can do is we can check maybe if we want a different stat. For that we need a quartz ore, we do have a few of. Oh, we only have 1? Oh no, we don't have enough. So if I had more quartz ore, I could make it change to HP, attack, critical damage, or damage penetration. What we can do is maybe increase the value. Expected value 2 to 4%. 250k per reroll. You know, we'll take it. You can be a tank knight with two-handed sword, but the biggest benefit of being a knight and a tank is either from the stats of the shield or the tank-oriented skills, and both of these you require a shield and X build to wear and use. So with a two-handed sword you cannot use most of the defensive-oriented skills. That's a big thing. I'm gonna take a quick 5-minute break, and then we can finish off with 1 or 2 more dungeons, and then that will probably be it. So 1 moment. Be right back. 10 minutes. Yo, no, I was unmuted. I was eating some food. Don't worry. um, yeah. Let's get back to business. So just showing off. I don't know what exactly I want to know about the bloody weapons, but you know they have decent stats. It takes about. I think you get 1 blood per run guaranteed, but you can't drop bloody weapons directly. And if you want to make them ultimate, you need some scrap, and then you get more stats. So this one, for example, 25 crit damage, 10 strength, 10 crit, 30 crit damage, 20 crit, 15 strength. 1, 22, 10, 10, 28, 14, 10. So yeah, but the upgrade's not capped, so keep that in mind. So we'll be turning into a +0 wand no matter what. Oh, look, there's a vendor here. My God, everything's so expensive. The smithing guys, you know, in Flares, they drive me crazy because I spend so much time in Flares testing things, especially when I do balance. The ultimate 0 is usually better than the ultimate plus the non-ultimate +10, yes. But keep in mind, if you have like piercings and awakenings and +10 on your weapon, then a clean ultimate +0, you still have to put your piercings back on and all those things. That's something to keep in mind. Alright, let's do Emerald Hive, and after that we'll just take some questions, I guess. This is the last main dungeon. In this one I always get lost where to find the bosses, so I'm gonna change the map a little bit to give you like a guidance for where to go. Because I never know where to go. If I don't know where to go, how would you guys know where to go? We can skip all of these guys. Oh, this is the end. There's one boss here, okay, and then one boss over there, I think. Something is still attacking me. Oh, where'd you get? I forgot that. So in this dungeon, Emerald Hive, you get the new jewelry set, which this one gives strength, critical chance, attack, additional damage, and then critical damage, damage penetration, attack, and MP. So this is like, this is for Knight, Blade, Billposter, Jester, pretty much. This is the Dex one. This is mainly for Rangers, but the bonus stat effects could be decent for like a Blade too, I think. This is the Mage one, of course. And then we have a tank one, basically, which is just pure tank oriented. Alright. Let's try this one. Oh God. Oh God. So the orange icon, this means how much defenses they have. So in Emerald, the custom stat for physical defense and magic resist is something that both bosses and players have. And each shield represents 10% or 10 physical defense, 10 magic resist. So this one has 60% armor, 60% magic resist, so 6% reduced damage roughly. And then, for example, if I do any debuffs or penetrate the damage using damage penetration, for example, this one is minus 15 damage physical defense, and I have 4% damage penetration. So if I use the debuff here, one shield will become transparent to indicate that it's been ignored by debuffs or your damage, or your items basically. If I had like 10% here, then this shield would be always transparent by default, for example, but I don't have enough to really showcase that. So the big thing that you want to do in Emerald is kind of like have a mixed team, because for example, if I do this mark debuff, the text is blocking it. If I have two rangers, I can only do one mark at a time. I mean, of course, you can like use it after each other, so the duration is like longer. But every class usually has a little bit of blocking, a little bit of debuffing capabilities. So if you have different classes together, then you can stack the debuffs together and get a lot of bonus damage for your entire team. So it's important to keep in mind. Nah, it's easy to dodge, should be okay. It's in a locked position where these big ones appear, so you can kind of like preemptively move to the correct area. It's always going to be like in the same like kind of corners of the arena, I believe. So I'm only like half paying attention because I'm also looking at chat and stuff. So if I was paying full attention, I would be able to dodge stuff easily. Alright, another boss with no good drops. Alright, let's go to the other one. I think, where would it be? I think over there? No, not over there. This is where we have to go to. This way, I think. Yeah, over there. Oh my god, it's little circles. Oh, these are the mines. Do they still knock you up? Oh, they don't, okay. Maybe we should fix that. Be fine if they can knock you up again. So this rotation is pretty simple, not too difficult. Sorry, I was drinking my tea. It's fun. I would not recommend doing that in the actual dungeon because you'll die. But it is fun. This guy has a lot of health. Ow. Oof. Alright, these mini bosses don't like dropping items, it seems. Maybe we'll have more luck in the main boss. Once we get there. Well, we're running in this dungeon. There we go. Alright, so this boss has a bit more of a unique mechanic where you are on two different platforms and you can go in this little portal here and teleport to the other side of the platform. So a lot of the mechanics are kind of around to like you teleporting back and forth basically. So we're just gonna shoot our stuff here. Oh, there we go. And then we go to the other side. Oh, we gotta make sure it's selected, of course. Oh, there we go. think there's a few safe spots in like a little corner somewhere, but most of the time it's easier just to teleport. I think I'm shooting for the ground. This is a tanky boss because it's one of the main bosses of the expansion, so this is going to take me a while. Might just skip after like we're halfway done, we'll just skip through it, I think. Because not only does he have a lot of health, you can't really do like full constant DPS because you're like moving around a lot. So it's quite the epic boss, I guess. Now the music reset. You're not safe in the front at least. I wonder if I can place my bomb. Where does it place? Oh, it places like here? Okay, yeah. Maybe let's just go to the side. No, I can't. Alright, let's skip the rest of this boss. We didn't drop anything again. Oh wow. Classic Flyff drop luck. I think this is pretty much where we'll end the stream unless there's any other final questions or things you guys are wondering about, because we've done pretty much all the main 145 and 150 content. We've shown off the classes, did some upgrading and other stuff like that. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. We've shown the honor title menu, which is new, which is nice. We've shown the class change scroll, which is new. We've got the EXP. What else is new recently? I mean, lots of small things, I guess. Just trying to think if there's anything major that's like interesting to show, but not really. Mostly just been balancing and tweaking small things. Yeah, I think that's about it. Just checking if there's any final messages. Alright, well, in that case, thank you all for hanging out, and just a reminder, the server is launching on Friday. The exact date of the time is unsure, probably be somewhere in the afternoon for European times. On Monday, the registrations and download will be made available, so you can make your account and download the client in advance. And then tomorrow there'll be a new post on the Discord for the faction overview with all the ins and outs of the faction system. That's about it. The VOD of this stream will be uploaded on YouTube shortly after, like an hour or two, maybe 3, whenever it's ready to download, basically. Yeah. Thank you all for watching, and if there's any other questions, you can always ask them on our Discord. Alright. See you guys, and hope you'll enjoy the server when it goes live. Bye bye.